Hello, woohoo! Hello, boys and girls. I am so excited to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, and I'm just so excited to see your beautiful face. Can I see your smile? Ready? One, two, three. Oh, you look so nice. I love your smile. You look so happy and so blessed. Well, you know who I am. My name is Minister Matt, and welcome to Sights and Sounds with Minister Matt. Whoop, whoop, sights and sounds with Minister Matt. Whoop, whoop, yay! Yes, it is that time. It is time for Sights and Sounds with Minister Matt. And you know how we do on Sight and Sounds. We learn about words. Oh my gosh, yes, it's all about words, and we get to learn about special words from our special book that we call the Bible. Yes, these are all special words that some of us might have a hard time saying. We might have a hard time pronouncing these words, but my job is to help us not only learn the words, but learn why the word is so important. So today is no different. I have a special word for us to talk and learn about. Are you ready to find out what the word is? I'm sorry, what? I can't hear you. Are you ready? Yay! Yes, you are. We are ready to learn about our word. And today's word is Goliath. That's such a cool word, right? Let's say it together. Goliath. I hear you having a little trouble. Let's break it down with our clapping hands. Are you ready? Let's do it together. Goliath. Again. Goliath. Can you see me now? Let's do it. Goliath. Yay! Yes, our special word is Goliath. And you know who Goliath is? Goliath is a big giant. He's super tall and super strong, and sometimes maybe a little scary. But we're going to learn about Goliath and how, even though he's big and scary, we don't have to be afraid. Why? Because God is with us. And Goliath came up against a young boy named David. And David's job was to make sure that Goliath did not take advantage and Goliath did not defeat his country, which was Israel. Anyway, we're going to learn more about Goliath. So stay tuned. I'm going to show a video. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to make sure that we know all about Goliath. You ready? Let's watch.
God's story, David and Goliath. So part of God's story is about the time David fought Goliath. And it begins like this. David was the youngest of 8 brothers. His job was being a shepherd, which meant he spent all day in a field watching sheep eat and roll around the grass. Meanwhile, some of his brothers were off with the Israeli army preparing for war against the Philistines. The Philistines were one of the toughest armies the people of Israel had to fight. So one day, David was taking food to his brothers because his dad asked him to. But when he got there, his brothers accused him of coming so he could watch the fight instead of the sheep. Since David knew in his heart he was just obeying his dad, he didn't mind being misunderstood. Anyway, while David was there, he saw a huge Philistine man, more than 9 feet tall, step onto the field between the 2 armies. He was wearing a thick helmet and armor and carrying huge weapons. His name was Goliath, and he was definitely used to being the winner. David found out that Goliath had been stepping onto the field like this every morning for the past 40 days and saying, "Give me a man and let us fight each other." But nobody from Israel was brave enough to fight him, even the king. Well, David didn't like that this giant was intimidating the Israelites. After all, they were God's special family. And because God was with the Israelites, they could have courage in any situation. So David, who wasn't even a soldier, told the king, "I'll fight against him." Nah, the king thought David was too small, but he really wanted someone to fight Goliath. So he gave in. And David knew he wasn't strong enough to beat Goliath by himself, but he believed God would be with him. So he said, "The Lord will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." The king hoped David was right. He even had his own weapons and armor put on David, but they didn't fit him. David decided to go into battle in his regular clothes. That's how sure he was that God would help him. Anyway, David went to a nearby stream and chose 5 smooth stones to use with his slingshot. Then he walked onto the battlefield to meet the massive Goliath. When Goliath saw how wimpy David looked, he was furious. He thought he'd get to fight the Israelites' strongest warrior. He said to David, "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? I'll give your flesh to the birds and wild animals." David might have looked like a wimp, but he was actually really brave. In fact, he was so brave that when he was taking care of sheep, he fought off bears and lions. Because God helped him protect his sheep, David knew God would help him protect this special family. David said, "You come at me with a sword, but I come at you with the name of the Lord Almighty." He was explaining to Goliath that God was more powerful than anything. He also added that he would feed Goliath's flesh to the birds, which made the giant even more mad. Then David took a stone, put it in the slingshot, and slung it at Goliath. Goliath didn't even get a chance to swing a sword because the stone hit him right in the forehead and sunk in deep. He face-planted straight into the ground. Nobody could believe it. Then David ran over, took hold of the giant's sword, and drew it from the sheath. He took the sword and cut off Goliath's head. David carried the head all the way back to Jerusalem. And when the Philistine army realized Goliath was dead, they started running away like a bunch of scaredy cats. The Israelites chased the Philistines, shouting loudly. They had won. God used David, who was just an average kid, to rescue his people. And that's the story of David and Goliath.
Wow, that was such a cool story. Did you learn something about Goliath and David today? It is such a great story of how God is with us. And because God is with us, we don't have to be scared of anything. You know, in October, people in the world celebrate this thing called Halloween. And Halloween is a time where we see a bunch of scary things like spiders and zombies and witches and all these scary things that we see on TV or in our schools or anywhere outside in people's lawns. We see skeletons that are super scary. But guess what? You don't have to be scared of anything. Just like David was not scared of Goliath, even though he was big and strong, we don't have to be scared of anything we come across. You know why? Say, why, Minister Matt? I'll tell you why. It's because God is with us. Can you say that with me? God is with us. One more time. God is with us. So sometimes we won't come up against a big giant named Goliath. Sometimes we'll see those scary things on TV or maybe some scary things at school. But guess what? You don't have to be afraid because God is with you and God is bigger, God is stronger, God is more powerful than anything that might try to come and scare you. Did you know that? God is bigger, God is greater, and God is stronger than anything that might try to come and scare you. So guess what? Doesn't matter what Goliath does. We're like David. We're strong, we have courage, and we know that with God on our side, we can do anything. All right? You got it? So let's say that one more time. Let's try again. Goliath. Your turn. Again. Goliath. And we don't have to be afraid of any Goliath, anything that might be scary, because God is with us. And there's a scripture in our special book that says, God did not give us the spirit of fear, but he gave us power, he gave us love, and he gave us a sound mind. He gave us power. Show me your muscles. Yeah, he gave us love. Make a heart. Let me see your heart. Yay! Gave us power. He gave us love and touch your brain. He gave us a sound mind. That means we have peace. That means we have joy and we don't have to be scared of anything. You got it? Yay! You did such a good job. You ready? Do something for me. Kiss your brain. Mwah. Good job. Do it again. Mwah. Good job. You are such a good listener, and I'm so proud of you. Awesome, awesome job. Well, that's all the time we have. Minister Matt has to go now, but I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you learn that we don't have to be afraid of any Goliath because God is with us. All right. Now, you know how we do. I want you to put your arms out like this, arms out, arms out, arms out. I want you to wrap your arms around yourself and squeeze, 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 squeeze. Ah, yes. That is Minister Matt. That's Minister Amy. That's Pastor Derek. That's Lady Shimon. All of us at the Louder Glory Church giving you a big hug. And guess what? There's nothing you can do. Look, we love you, and there's nothing you can do but love us back. You got it? I love you so much. I hope you have an amazing day. And remember, you're not afraid of anything because God is with you. I love you. God bless you. Have an amazing day. And we'll see you next time on Sights and Sounds with Minister Matt. Woo woo. Sights and Sounds with Minister Matt. Woo woo. Yes. I love you. God bless you. See you next time. Bye.